Story Time is brought to you by पाकिस्तान सोसाइटी ऑफ नॉर्थ टेक्सास। पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन कम्युनिटी में हम आहंगी का फरोग और मुस्बत सोच को परवान चढ़ाना हमारा मकसद और पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन कम्युनिटी के नुक्ते नज़र को मौसर अंदाज में पेश करना हमारी कोशिश का महवर। पाकिस्तानी कम्युनिटी के हम कदम पाकिस्तान सोसाइटी ऑफ नॉर्थ टेक्सास।
Dear children of the world, Assalamu alaikum. We have come to the end of our great storytelling sessions, and today is our second last program. And before we start our program, let's see who's here with us today.
Hello, it's Isha.
Isha.
Hello everyone, it's Hafsa.
Hafsa.
Hi, it's Larib.
Lareeb.
Hi, today you have Anas with you.
Anas. Okay. So we left our last session at a point where Hazrat Ali was sleeping in the bed of the Prophet, right? And Prophet left for Medina, and the kuffar came to kill Prophet. And when they entered Prophet's house, they found Ali in his bed, right? And they couldn't find Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam anywhere. So they got very angry, and they went out looking for the Prophet. And meanwhile, Prophet had left with his best friend Abu Bakr for Medina. Now, the kuffar, the chiefs of the kuffar took out their swords, and they gathered an army, and they went out looking for Prophet everywhere. Meanwhile, Prophet took refuge in a cave. He hid in a cave with Abu Bakr, and they were hiding while all the kuffar were looking for him everywhere. And you know what they promised to people? Whoever would find Prophet, the reward, 100 camels. They said that whoever finds Prophet will get 100 camels. So all the kuffar got very greedy. They went everywhere looking for him. While Hazrat Abu Bakr's daughter Asma was bringing food for them in the cave in the middle of the night, where no one can see them.
So, didn't they harm Hazrat Ali?
No, they didn't have any problem with Hazrat Ali. They couldn't kill anyone without a reason. They were after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were not after him. So for some time, Abu Bakr and Prophet were hiding in the cave. So then all the kuffar went on the road that connected Mecca to Medina looking for the Prophet. Then Prophet and Abu Bakr came out of the cave, and they started their journey towards Medina on the backs of their camels. Meanwhile, in Medina, the Muslim community grew. So many people became Muslim, and they were all waiting for the Prophet. Every day they would come at the end of the city and looked out towards Mecca, looking for the Prophet. But Prophet had to hide himself first, right?
Yes.
So after few days, finally one day when they were sitting outside the city, looking way out, waiting for the Prophet, there they saw two camels appearing in the horizon. And they knew it was Prophet who is coming to Medina. And everyone was so happy. They got so excited. And finally, Prophet reached the city of Medina. And everyone started saying takbir, takbir, Allahu Akbar, takbir, Allahu Akbar. And they started singing this beautiful song in praise of our Prophet. Tala'ul badru alayna, tala'ul badru alayna. You know what this means?
No.
That the full moon has appeared in front of us. They compared Prophet with the full moon. You know how the full moon looks? It looks so beautiful, right? So they said, our Prophet who has come to Medina is like the full moon. He is so beautiful. So when Prophet reached Medina, he stayed in one Sahabi's house, Abu Ayyub Ansari's house, for a few days. And all the people of Medina were so cooperative. They were so loving. They cared for Prophet and all the people who had migrated from Mecca to Medina so much. They gave them their properties, their food, their houses, their money, their clothes, their shoes, everything. They shared with their brothers who came to Medina from Mecca. They were so kind and loving. And Prophet announced that we will build a mosque, first mosque of Islam in Medina. And everyone wanted Prophet to build that mosque in their land. They all came and said, you take our land, you take our land. Build your mosque here, build your mosque here.
What were people of Medina called?
You see, they were so helpful that Prophet named them Ansar. You know what Ansar means? The helpers, the one who help other people. See, all these people who came from Mecca, they left everything behind. See, imagine you have a house, you have clothes and you have your food there and you have your furniture and everything in your house. Just imagine if you have to leave that house without anything. If you have to leave everything behind, you will not have anything except for the clothes on your body. And that's how the people of Mecca left their houses and came to Medina. But the people of Medina didn't let them feel that they are in a new place. They gave them everything. And for their love and for their care, Prophet called them Ansar, the helpers. So now, all the people wanted Prophet to take their land and build the mosque there. So the Prophet got this guidance from Allah. Jibreel came to Prophet and he said, if you will take and choose any one place, there will be a fight between people, right? People will be jealous because they love you so much. They will say, why you didn't take our land? And someone say, no, please, don't take that land, take this land. So Jibreel said to Prophet, you let your camel, she-camel go, her name was Qaswa, and she will go and sit in a place where Allah wants you to build the first grand mosque of Islam, Masjid al-Nabawi, the mosque of our Prophet. So Prophet let the she-camel Qaswa go, and she started to go between the streets of Medina. And she finally reached a place and she sat on that land. And Prophet said, this is the place where we will build the first mosque of Islam. And that land belonged to two boys who were orphans. They didn't have father or mother. So Prophet asked, who owns this land? And people said, this land belongs to two orphans, two young boys who don't have father and mother. But you can take this land as a gift. Those children came to Prophet and they said, please take our land and build mosque. And Prophet said, no, you are orphans. You don't have parents. I will not take your land without paying money for it. So Hazrat Abu Bakr paid money to those children and they took the land for the mosque. See how Allah helped two orphan children? See, Allah cared and loved children so much that He let Prophet buy the land of those two orphans and pay money to them so they can live happily. So there Muslims started to build their first mosque. And there they started to offer their salah.
It was the first mosque.
Yes, Masjid al-Quba, that was the first mosque of Islam. Right? So every day Muslim gathered in the mosque 5 times a day to offer their salah. And you know the names of the salah, right? The first one in the morning called
Fajr,
Fajr, and then
Zohar,
and then
Asr,
and then
Maghrib,
and then
Isha.
Isha, her name Isha. Right? So they would pray there and Prophet would sit there and discuss and tell people about Islam and solved all the matters and guided people how they can live a good life.
So he used to live in the mosque?
Yes, they built a small room for him right beside the mosque where he lived. Okay? Now, what happens to the people of Makkah, the kuffar of Makkah? They were very angry. And they had their spies who would go into Medina and they found out that Muslims are very happy and they are growing. Their numbers are increasing. People from all other places are coming to Medina and they are becoming Muslims. And that made them crazy, angry like hell. And they said that we need to tease and harm these Muslims. So you know what they did? They broke into the houses that Muslims left behind in Mecca and took all their things, belongings.
Why were the kuffar was jealous about Islam?
Because they didn't want Muslims to grow and be strong and happy. And they found out that Muslims are very happy and getting stronger and richer, and their unity, their brotherhood is increasing in Medina. So they were angry. And you know what a cheap way they found out to harm Muslims? They said, we will break into the houses of Muslims that they left behind in Mecca. We will take all the things, their clothing and furniture and utensils and everything that you can imagine. And we will sell those things. And we will take money and we'll do business with that money. What a cheap way, right? They were cheapos, right?
Yeah.
So now they broke into the houses of the Muslims, sold everything they found over there, got all that money to buy things, and started a caravan from Mecca to Syria, up country, to do business. And Prophet found out that their caravan going to pass through near Medina with all the money, with all the wealth they got by selling things that were there in Muslims' houses.
Why Muslims don't stop them?
Yes, they went out to stop. Very good point, Anas. So Allah said to Prophet, you go out with Muslims and stop that caravan and take everything on the backs of those camels, because all that belongs to you. So Prophet left Medina with his companions, and they were only 313. And not all of them had swords, and not all of them had camels or horses to ride on. So while they came out and reached a place that was called Badr, the chief of that caravan, Abu Sufyan, he found out that Muslims are coming to take everything that he has. So he changed his path and went another way. And at that time he sent a messenger back to Mecca, who came to Mecca and told the chiefs of Mecca that Muslims have come out to take everything that is in that caravan. Now the chiefs were very angry and they said, "We will go out and fight Muslims. This is a good chance for us that we kill all the Muslims." So here you had 313 poor Muslims with not much to fight with, no swords, no shields, who were standing in Badr. And from the other end started to come a big army of soldiers with long, heavy swords and shields and horses and dresses made of metal to kill all these Muslims. And Allah said to Prophet, "You stay here and you fight these kuffar. Don't worry." And Prophet kept praying to Allah. He said, "Allah, please help us. Please help us in this battle. For if we lose in this battle, there will be no one left behind to pray to you." And then finally, the big army of kuffar and Muslims were standing eye to eye in front of each other, ready to fight the biggest battle of Islam. And then the battle started, and it started with 3 main chiefs coming from that end and 3 main soldiers coming from Muslim. And they first fought 1-to-1, and Muslims won that battle. And then the war started, the battle started. Muslims ran towards kuffar, and kuffar ran towards Muslims, and they all said, "Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar," and they started fighting. And right at that time, when Muslims were very few and kuffar were so much enormous, and everyone knew that Muslims are going to lose this battle and they will all die, Allah started to send angels. And angels started to land in front of Muslims, right facing all the kuffar. And they were huge, and they were wearing this strange dress where they looked so dangerous and scary. And angels came and they took the heads of the kuffar and just started smashing them. And kuffar didn't know who they are fighting with. And in a very short time, kuffar lost and they all ran away.
Did they win the battle?
Yes, Muslims won the battle, and they got so much things and swords and all kinds of weapons that kuffar left behind. And kuffar lost with the help of Allah. Now the kuffar were very angry. They all went behind and they thought that this battle will be a piece of cake. They will win this war just like this. But they didn't. And that made them angry. Meanwhile, Muslims were building themselves. They're building their businesses. They're building their houses. They're building their community. They were getting stronger and stronger. They were planting trees. They were doing all kinds of trades. And more people were coming into Medina, becoming Muslims. And there was so much peace and happiness in Medina that made kuffar angriest.
So didn't they took their revenge?
Yes, they started to fight another war. And they gathered all the people they could. All the kuffar came together and they met Muslims in the area of Uhud, the land in front of Uhud. And a new battle started. And we will find out what happened in that battle, the Battle of Uhud, the second battle of Islam, in our next and final episode of Storytime. Till then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Storytime was brought to you by पाकिस्तान सोसाइटी ऑफ नॉर्थ टेक्सास। पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन कम्युनिटी में हम आहंगी का फ़रोग और मुस्बत सोच को परवान चढ़ाना हमारा मकसद और पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन कम्युनिटी के नुक्ता नज़र को मौसर अंदाज में पेश करना हमारी कोशिश का महवर। पाकिस्तानी कम्युनिटी के हम कदम, पाकिस्तान सोसाइटी ऑफ नॉर्थ टेक्सास।